Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And as we are now in the year 2020, this is the final stage that we've been waiting on, and it could potentially happen this month. So this month is potentially where the judge is going to either rule for the merger or rule against the merger. And this is something that we've all been waiting for, just to see how each carrier is going to move on if the merger is not approved. And then, of course, the exciting things that could happen with this merger. Now, there are other things surrounding this merger that need to happen for all this to go smooth. Of course, we need Dish to be a competitor. There's just no way around it. We need them to step in as the fourth carrier and compete. So that's one thing that we need to happen to make this merger successful. And I'm not saying that that is slowly dependent on it being approved, but once it is approved, we need Dish to be a competitor, to not make prices go too high and to not make it a three-player market. That's why Dish is so important, in my opinion. I think Dish could be a disruptor like T-Mobile was initially with the Un-carrier moves, and I think they could come in at a lower cost, and customers could potentially switch over to Dish if the marketing is right and everything falls in place. We've seen how bad branding can cause for people not wanting to switch to your company, and that's Sprint. Sprint has had good deals for years now. They've had low pricing. They've had some of the best phone financing in the industry with the Sprint Flex, I believe it's called. And they've had the best promo deals, 5 lines for $100, the Kickstarter plan. And people were leaving them left and right. And not necessarily enough people were switching for them to consider staying a standalone company. Now, of course, if the judge does rule against it and they decide to break up the merger, then they would be forced to operate standalone. But that wasn't in the short-term or long-term plan to operate as a standalone company from the get-go, I think. Some conspiracies that have been thrown out here in the last few months is that T-Mobile and Sprint have done this on purpose. So T-Mobile hasn't really fully strived to what they can do to get the merger approved, to show, hey, we lack this, we lack that. And then Sprint has also been doing the same. We are now seeing strides in Sprint's network that could have potentially happened maybe 2 years ago, I would say. But we are now barely seeing them, like intra-band carrier aggregation between band 25 and 41, band 26 and 25. That could have potentially happened 2-3 years ago based on the network vision rollout and that making it software upgradable. Voice over LTE, we could have seen a while back. There just wasn't enough capacity on the network just yet to really roll it out. But we could have seen that last year at the earliest based on the band 41 rollout. So there are some things that Sprint could have done better, that they could have accomplished under Sprint, but they chose to hold that back. So there's a conspiracy out there that both haven't operated at 100% just to get this merger to pass through. So leave all your comments in the comment section down below, letting everybody on the channel know how you feel about this being the final stages. I mean, this is it. So after this is how we find out how they proceed. If the judge says yes, the merger is a go. Of course, we know the integration starts day one. We start seeing T-Mobile file for permits, integrating the networks, adding the new sites. I mean, that's when the work really begins. If the judge says no, then we want to see how they proceed. Do they file an appeals to an appeals court? Does the DOJ and FCC step in and say, hey, look, we need to file this appeal because we want to get our regulatory approval back? So there's many things that could happen based on the judge's ruling. So definitely stay tuned to the channel. Lots more content coming. Like, share, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you're notified when I upload content like this. Also follow all of the Tech Life social media outlets for more updates. This is Tyrone with Tech Life, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.